Okay, well, I definitely wanted to do a video on this because this is something I didn't really know existed for a while, but recently got a new phone, checking out different things, games. I wanted to get a lot of games for my phone, and I came across Delta Emulator. Now, this is an incredible tool. ROMs and emulations have existed forever, so I mean, yes, this is something that has been around for a while. Now, I'm no fan of, people emulating modern Switch games and PlayStation 5 and 4 emulation, games that are still purchasable in the store. But man, Delta is just incredible. It's so easy to set up, so easy to install in the App Store. And you just gotta think that this is one of the best tools ever. Playing Yoshi's Island on my phone is just an absolute dream come true. It's like this is something that should have existed for a long time. And I've always thought there should be like a marketplace for this kind of stuff where you could just get any game you want. Some of these games, if it wasn't for emulation and ROM, you would never ever play these games ever again, and you never find them because they only exist in cartridge form. So hats off to the emulation team and ROMs. Now it's so easy to do. All you gotta do is just get it in the App Store, get whatever ROMs you want. It's a simple setup. It took me about half an hour to learn it all, an hour, and my mind was just blown. I could not believe that you could do this, and it's amazingly functional. Some N64 ROMs didn't work. Some N64, some games just, but most of the SNES and NES games all work, and it's just fucking incredible. So I mean, you gotta get Delta. There's no paid aspect to it, so it's just pure. You can get different skins for your thing. You can play it just like you would have. And honestly, this thing is should have always existed, man. And such a shame in the age of game preservation is becoming more and more. You know, Look at all the YouTubers making videos on this. So I mean, you probably see it everywhere. But Delta is an incredible app for your phone. And playing Super Mario Bros. 2 on All Stars or Super Mario World on your phone is truly a dream come true, and I cannot recommend it enough. N64 is mind blowing. Now, N64 ROMs sometimes have a little bit more issues, but Delta is just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, and I love it. Now you come into the territory of, whether Nintendo wants to take this down. They can't get rid. They know they can't get rid of old emulation. It's existed forever, and if they go after Delta, another person is gonna come up after them to try and do it. People can do that. Now, there's worse things out there that I understand Nintendo could go after, like people jailbreaking Switches and downloading brand new Switch games to their Switch hard consoles. That is of course stretching the line. But for these games that are 30 years old, like 30 years old, not available on any digital marketplace, will never, ever, ever in a million years make Nintendo more money. They they should be totally, for game preservation. We need to fight for this. We need to fight for apps like Delta. And if they come after that, we have to come after them swinging as well to say we want this. These is great games. Sometimes it's a little awkward playing on your phone. I think you can get controllers. I play just with the phone. You just gotta get used to it. Games like Perfect Dark, I was able to play the single player. It's kind of tricky with the phone. It crashed on multiplayer, so know that there are some limitations, but games like SNES, just absolutely ridiculously awesome. So Delta, if you have a phone, you got it, and you love games. Yeah, see, look, you can get controllers for that. That'd be pretty cool, but for that experience, I don't know. Ah, cool. Look at, you can get a little thing for that. But anyways, game preservation is very important to me, and being able to play Yoshi's Island again, and live out these experiences, just curiosity. It wanes out its attention span too, because you always go back to these games for nostalgia, but then it gives you a greater appreciation for modern games, and you're like, you know, modern games are great too, you know. So I would think Delta is probably one of the best apps ever created for me as a lifelong gamer. You gotta check it out.